So, are you addicted to carbs like the woman right behind me? Have you ever opened a bag of chips and finished the whole thing without meaning to? Um, you're not weak. You're not broken. You're biologically hijacked. The truth is, you're not addicted to carbs. Your hormones are. And until you reset those hormones, the cravings, they're not going to stop. Not because you're failing, but because your brain is doing exactly what it's been trained to do. Welcome to episode 87 of the Obesity Project. My name is Dr. Mark Shankman. Are you addicted to carbs in this episode? We're going to get right to it. So, first of all, willpower doesn't work against biology. There was a 2020 study in Nature Neuroscience, that found that ultra processed carbs and fats hijack the brain's reward centers, just like addictive drugs. So imagine trying to stop a runaway train by pulling on the handle, the handbrake. That's what it feels like to fight cravings with willpower after your brain is already flooded with dopamine. And what triggers the train? Well, what triggers it is the hormones. Okay, so here are the four hormones that hijack your cravings. So, first is ghrelin. Ghrelin, of course, is the hunger hormone. This is released when your stomach is empty, but also spikes with poor sleep and sugar crashes. And there was a study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism back in 2004, which demonstrated that high carb meals trigger ghrelin rebounds, making you hungrier shorter after eating. So, it's going to make you hungrier than if you never ate in the first place. Um, the second hormone, very important hormone, is insulin. This, of course, is the gatekeeper of fat burning. So when insulin is high, fat burning shuts down. So you cannot burn fat in the presence of elevated insulin levels. That's a really important fact that we need to keep in mind all the time. If your insulin remains elevated, you're never going to burn off that excess stubborn fat, even in a calorie deficit. So really important to bring those insulin levels down. So when insulin high, fat burning completely shuts down. Blood sugar drops. And then what happens, the brain thinks it's starving. And so it pumps out these cravings, these messages that is telling you you're starving, you haven't had any food and you need to eat. So there was a study in Cell Metabolism in 2008 that showed that insulin dysregulation, or inability to regulate or control insulin levels, increases the activity in brain reward centers that are tied to food-seeking behavior. So the third hormone hijacks your craving system is dopamine. And dopamine, of course, is the reward hormone or the habit former. And with dopamine, sugar hits light up your nucleus accumbens, and that's the same brain region that's targeted by cocaine and other drugs. And there was a study out of Yale Rudd Center in 2011, which showed identical activation patterns between sugar binges and drug highs. So this shows that the sugar is absolutely a drug, and you can be addicted to it. The fourth hormone that's hijacked is leptin, and leptin is the satiety signal. So it's supposed to tell your brain that you're full. But in insulin-resistant people, leptin signaling fails. So there was a study out of Diabetes Care in 2013 that showed that elevated insulin levels block leptin response, so that the brain keeps demanding more and more food even though you're full, even though you've had enough to eat, you've taken in enough calories, you should be satiated. Now, here's why calorie counting simply can't fix this. You can't portion control your way out of hormonal chaos. So let's use an analogy. If the thermostat is broken, turning down the heat won't fix the overheating. You have to repair the sensor. In this case, the sensor is your hormonal axis. not the plate on your table. And that's why people eat quote unquote healthy and still binge at night because they never fixed the underlying signal. And then here's how you actually go ahead and break the hormonal addiction loop. So, first, you need to stabilize insulin. You need to eat fewer meals, you need to eliminate snacking, and you need to focus on high satiety foods such as protein and fat, not carbohydrates. Then, secondly, you need to cut out dopamine triggers. So, you need to ditch those artificial sweeteners because they can trigger dopamine as well. You need to remove hyperpalatable, ultra processed foods, and you need to stop flooding your reward centers with fake pleasure. Thirdly, you need to restore natural satiety. You need to prioritize real food, things like meat, eggs, seafood, animal fat. You need to eat to satiety, not restriction. So if you're eating the right kinds of foods, protein and fat, you can absolutely eat till you're full and you don't have to feel hungry or restricted all day long. You don't have to walk around like I did before going on a ketogenic carnivore diet, where I was fasting a lot and my stomach was always grumbling. I was always waiting for the next meal and I was always trying to get to the next time I would eat. And so you eat to satiety. And then, of course, you want to avoid those snacks. So you want to get rid of or eliminate grazing. You want to focus on eating meals only. So, some final thoughts. This has been episode 87 of the Obesity Project. Are you addicted to carbs? I want you to know that you're not broken. You're responding to the signals that your body has been fed for years. But those signals, insulin, ghrelin, dopamine, leptin, they can all be rewired. And when you do that, the cravings begin to fade, the obsession disappears, and for the very first time, food becomes quiet. So if you fix the signal, you'll finally feel free. And don't forget, here on the Obesity Project, we're cutting through the myths, getting to the root. So thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, like, share, and comment. Let's keep the conversation going. Drop some comments below as to whether you feel like you're starved or craving sugar all the time, or whether you're addicted to sugar or to carbohydrates. Let me know what kind of diet you're eating, what your results have been, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Let's really focus on getting people the information that they need on the proper human diet. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video.